does one fall into becoming a lookalike for Tonya Harding?
Well, I did fall into it, and it is because I'm going to take you back to 1992
Okay.
when the whole Tanya and Nancy thing had just happened before the Olympics in Lillehammer. And I'm living in Boston, my hometown. I have blonde hair. Everything, all of my hair, anytime you see it, it's fake.
I was thinking that too. I was like, did she wear a wig? Like, what was her hair blonde?
It was blonde. And I was often seen walking around town with figure skates because I was a figure skater. And people, this is the short version, but people started like, I would be walking down the street with or without my skates, and people would start would slow down and roll down their window and say, "Hey, Tonya, go home." And I'd be like, "What the?" And I don't know, like if you search later, if you search my name and Tonya on the internet, there'll be pictures of this was years ago, but my face, I looked I really did. Like once I looked at it, I was like, oh, and it was crazy that I hadn't noticed because not only was I a skater, I was a big fan of hers. Like and I still am, which is kind of what makes this a more complicated story. But I couldn't believe that I hadn't noticed it. And I used to quiz my kids when they would ask about it. I'd be like, which one is this? And they would get it wrong, like
you look like that much like her that your children did not notice.
Weird. And when we were both much younger. And so it kind of quickly, this was the thing I would say, there are two sort of takes. One is on the context, and that is, this is, a time, remember, when we had TV that had channels, we had and, some cable, but not a lot, right? So when there was something going on, it was the only thing going on. So it's hard. So we had three sources of information. And so it was easy for something that's not that interesting, which is that someone in Boston looks like Tonya Harding, to become a massive thing. And I wound up on all the talk shows. I was on Geraldo. I won a lookalike contest on Geraldo. I was on Ricky Lake. I mean, it was bananas. I was on all these radio shows for a lookalike. And it absolutely escalated into craziness. And so that's one thing, that was the context. It's hard to imagine how crazy it was, like the phone ringing off the hook. There were no cell phones. Like the phone was literally
such a big story, though. I don't know.
It was. Gave them something else to say. In fairness, like there were just, everyone was craving content. Well, we didn't call it content then, but everyone was craving content about this story. And all of a sudden, I get it. Like all of a sudden, there actually was, something that there was someone who looked, a skater in Boston who looked exactly like her. But then the thing that that I was very sort of tormented, because on the one hand, I loved her. I mean, I always admired her as a skater. I followed all of the I didn't wait around to the Olympics. I followed the worlds and the regionals, and I knew what was up. And she was an excellent athlete, and her backstory was amazing. They had no money. She saved bottle caps to pay for her ice time, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, so I was asked to do these things that were very insulting to Tonya, because she's not the winner in this scenario, as you know. And
she was not.
And also, and they were insulting to her in a way that obviously was very sexist, very classist, and I, separately, I could do a whole podcast episode with you guys about why I don't think she actually knew that those knucklehead friends of hers were planning this whole thing. You can just watch I, Tonya and the ESPN special, and you'll know I'm in that camp. There was a really good ESPN special that laid that out. So on the other hand, I was sort of an aspiring performer and creator, right? So I'm like, oh geez, I'm being asked to there was also, I did all this national television and national radio and national this and national that, and
great exposure, right?
I know, and I kept not saying no, but I would kind of lie awake at night going blink, 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 like what am I doing? And so the only thing that kind of saved it was, it actually gave me something to talk about, because if I would go on talk shows and they'd be like, so what's it like to look like Tonya Harding? I'd be like, well, actually, I'm a huge fan of this young skater who succeeded against all odds.